welcome back to another edition of A Cup of Joe, where we come to serve up a boost of inspiration to keep you going, because here's what I know, and here's what I trust, because I've heard from some of you. You've kind of let me know, and it's been great to get that engagement piece back from you. You're like, Joe, hey, that came at the right time. And so I know that if you're watching this right now, whether it's in 2021 when this was recorded or you're watching in the future, that you are doing all that you can to not only get your cup filled, but also to empty it into others, because I know that the people that I'm here to serve are those who love to lead other people. But here's what I want to give you. I want you to come and be filled today. I want you to come and be filled with that boost of inspiration. So listen, I'm excited that you're here, and I got a special message for you today. Listen, y'all know that I love to talk a lot about the parallels between growing food and also leadership and personal development, right? I mean, we talk about it a lot in the Keynote of Seeds of Greatness, where we talk about the whole plan and prep and plan and produce. I love all these analogies, and listen, I got to give credit where credit is due, okay? I spent a good bit of time with Farmer Katie. Farmer Katie is a phenomenal person right here in the low country of South Carolina. She actually has an educational farm called growingmindsfarm.org. Listen, I'm going to drop a little link, or you can go and visit, find out all about her, support her cause, because she is a phenomenal person who's all about giving back and teaching other people. So when I met Farmer Katie, that's just what I call her. Farmer Katie is what I call her. When I met Farmer Katie a couple of years back, when I come out to speak to some veterans that she was serving there on her farm, I started just listening to her, because she's full of so much knowledge of horticulture. She's also a super optimistic person. She's the type of person that you kind of want to be around, because she's all about just helping other people and giving them as much knowledge and giving them as much inspiration to keep other people going as well, just like what we're doing here in the Cup of Joe. And so one day I stopped by to speak to Katie, because I wanted to get some more parallels, because she has all the expert horticulture knowledge that I lack, even though I call myself an unofficial master gardener. But that means, unofficial means, that's just what I call myself, okay? A little self-promo for myself. But what I needed some of her expertise to help me, right? And pull some of these parallels out so that I could come back and teach other people in the Keynote or some of the workshop trainings to help companies and teams produce the results that they're looking for. And so I'm talking to Katie, and we're talking about morning routines. We're talking about things that she does on a regular, and about how we're most productive in the mornings. Our brains are firing on so many different levels early in the morning than it does in the afternoon. And so she starts telling me about what her schedule is like. And so she says, basically on Mondays, that's when I really go and take care of the goat pen, the goat area, to make sure to clean that out and make sure that's all taken care of, and keep up with the maintenance of that on Mondays. On Wednesdays, I go around the farm and I check for insects and diseases. On Fridays, I go and make sure that all the grass is cut and keep all the weeds at bay and mow. And I said, whoa, what did you say you do on Wednesdays? She says, I go around the farm and check on insects and diseases. And I said, no, Katie, I think I know the answer why. On a farm, you would want to check for insects and diseases. I said, but could you just explain it for me, since I don't know too much? She says, Joe, here's the thing. She says, every single day, to kind of paint the picture, on her farm, it's a long driveway. It's a really cool place. You should. Go check it out on the website. Really cool place. And Katie, so sorry if you watch this and I send out a lot of visitors. I'm sorry, okay? We're just trying to promote you a little bit more. But it's a long driveway that goes right up by the farm of where she does her outdoor classrooms. And she says, Joe, the reason that I check once a week for insects and diseases, like it is scheduled once a week, is because every day I drive down this road going to the grocery store, or I may take my daughter to school, but every day I ride by and I look over at the farm. She says, I can look over at the farm to the left over here, and I can see that the sunflowers are popping. I can see the little tomatoes starting to pop off of the vines, and they're starting to turn red. I can see that some of the squash blossoms are starting to open up. So from the road, it looks like everything's doing what it should be doing. And from the road, I would be right. But the reason, Joe, she said, that I every Wednesday look for insects and diseases is because just because I can see results from afar doesn't mean that something isn't right up on top of it, tearing it away. I don't know if you caught that or not. She says, every day I got to get up and close and personal to that thing that's producing what I'm trying to produce, because I got to make sure that these insects and diseases aren't trying to steal and kill every single thing that I'm trying to grow. And I said, oh, this is going to teach. I said, oh, baby, we're going to talk about this today. So let me talk to you right now, leaders, entrepreneurs. You see, or let's just talk to the parents, or whoever the case may be. You see, you may be opening up your bank account app and you're just looking at the numbers. You're like, yep, it's producing. Yep, I'm at the number that I need to be at. But are you getting close enough to really see that there's some type of Amazon Prime fee that's starting to take away and eat away from your profits? Is there something in your daily habits? We talk a lot about choices determine our outcomes. We talk about that a lot. Is there something that you need to get up close and personal to see what is that insect or disease that's starting to rob you of your money draining out? Or are you just looking at it from a surface level? Maybe as leaders, maybe for some of my kitchen folks that are out there in the school nutrition audience that I speak to quite often, maybe, and I want to speak to the people that are at the central office level, your senior admin folks, the supervisors that have multiple units. You see, we can read a report and we can say, oh, everything looks good, participation's up. Oh, looks like everybody clocked in today. But and so from the surface, just like Katie driving down the driveway, it looks like everything's okay, but what you don't see are the little insects and diseases that are inside of your kitchen that are tearing away every single thing that you spent so much time, so much money training your team on customer service, on teamwork, because sometimes you got to get out of the car and get up and close and personal to see what is that insect and disease that's trying to rob your crop. See, folks, I want you to really be intentional about this. Here's what I want you to do out of this today. Because insects and diseases will rob it all, and you won't know it until it's too late. You see, I don't always see the little aphids. I don't always see the little Japanese beetles. I don't see all these things that are trying to steal the entire crop out of my garden. I don't see them unless I get up close and personal on a daily, on a weekly, and I'm really being intentional about not only looking at the crop, because yes, I want it to produce something. I want your teams to produce their profits. I want your teams to produce the great customer service. But here's the thing that I want you to know. Your opponents, the insects and diseases in this specific case, they also want your crop. Who wants it worse? Who wants it worse? You or the person that's trying to steal it away? So for the next 30 days, here's what I want you to do. Matter of fact, I want you to do this today. I want you to open up your phone right now. I want you to go into your Google Calendar, whatever calendar you have, and I want you to schedule it. Pick a day. I don't care if it's Wednesdays, I don't care if it's Thursdays, but put it on your calendar, because if it doesn't go on your calendar, you're not making time for it. And I want you to put on there insects and diseases. Yeah, I know, it's crazy, but I want you to write that in the Google Calendar event, insects and diseases, because what I want you to do is I want you to start going around and starting to really pay attention. Is there something that's trying to take away from what I'm trying to produce? You got to go around and take a look in your kitchens. You got to go around and take a look in your teams. What is it that's starting to tear you from the inside out and from the outside in that's trying to rob you of the thing that you're trying to produce? And folks, you've got to be intentional about it. That's why I want it on your calendar. So I want you to go ahead today, right now, pause this video. Come back now. No, don't leave for good. Pause this video right now. Open your calendar app. And I want you to put on there once a week, insects and diseases, and you continue to design what that looks like for you. But basically what you're looking for is what's trying to kill the thing that you're trying to produce. I'm going to say that one more time. What's trying to kill the thing that you are trying to produce? And I want you to check it weekly. It may not be there this week. It may not be there next week. It may not be there 3 weeks after that. But that time that you go to sleep on it is when it's going to creep in. It's going to take over the whole entire crop that you've worked so hard to produce. Don't let the insects and diseases creep into your productivity. Don't let the insects and diseases creep into your marriage. Don't let the insects and diseases creep into your team. Be intentional about keeping those things at bay, and do it for the next 30 days and let me know how good you keep your crop protected. Folks, again, thank you so much for tuning in. But here's, as always, as we tell you, don't just hold on to this cup of Joe all for yourself. Don't have a full cup. What I want you to do is I want you to go and I want you to share this message, pour it into other people, help them put it onto their calendar app so that we can continue to spread a boost of inspiration to keep everybody going. We'll see you next week. Thank you.